Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Look at Fortnite. Fortnite is a new cooperative wave shooter, so think of like Orcs Must Die plus Warhammer Vermintide. Co-op. It's kind of like a Borderlands-y Left 4 Dead, but very, very cartoony. It kind of like aesthetically is a little bit like Dirty Bomb, and you know, I have heard kind of like slightly more realistic but still very cartoony Overwatch thrown around, but I think that might be a little bit of a stretch. But if that helps you be cognizant of the concept, I suppose it makes sense. This is out in early access via the Epic launcher, and you know, there's gonna be some cynicism, I think, surrounding this game, and I'm just heading it off at the pass a little bit. Yes, right now you need the Epic launcher. It's not available on Steam. Is it ridiculous to get yet another launcher? Yeah, I mean, you're talking to the guy who got, you know, Arc to get the gigantic sponsorship deal going. I downloaded the Twitch app recently to play Breakaway. I got the Blizzard app. I got Origin, Uplay, Steam, of course, etc., etc. It is getting a little crazy, but that's the pill you're gonna have to swallow to play this. And it's currently in paid early access, but it's coming to free-to-play, full free-to-play with microtransactions in 2018. I've played about an hour and a half to 2 hours of this so far. About 30 minutes of that was solo, and about an hour of it roughly was co-op online with Mathis and Nick, as you can see in the bottom left there. It works totally fine, but we're gonna play it first before we talk about that. One thing I want to preface this with is that this game is unbelievably, deceptively complicated. It is stuffed to the brim with systems. You got blueprints, you got heroes, you can play as different heroes. You got defenders who are NPCs that give you bonuses and I think maybe fight alongside you. You've got survivors who are NPCs that don't fight alongside you and give you passive bonuses. You got base building, you got shooting, you got maze building, trap placing. That's not meant as a positive or a negative. It's really just meant as like a warning that inevitably I'm going to get some things incorrect in my analysis of what the heck's going on in this game, because straight up, there is a lot of stuff going on. But we'll just start by going through with a mission here, and we'll get some rewards for it, and hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of the story as well as I click go. Upgrade pickaxe. Do more damage to objects when hitting them with your pickaxe tool by targeting their weapons. This is our skill tree. So yeah, basically you get skill points as you level up, and this takes one of the many different currencies in the game, which is hexagons. There's also lightning bolts, which are your home base power, and V-Bucks, which are, I believe, this game's version of, like, premium currency. So I had a bunch of these because of the fact that when, you know, as pressed, they're buttering us up with Founders Packs. It is what it is, alright? I don't roll out of bed for less than a Founders Pack these days. So, sure, we'll upgrade our pickaxe. And then this will complete a quest, which will give us a manila envelope. And then we open up the manila envelope, we get schematic XP, we get more skill points, and we get some wall darts. I guess we might as well get our survivor squads unlocked. Increases ranged and melee weapon damage by 1% per point. As this completed a quest, you see what I mean? You're getting a glimpse of the idea that there's a lot of systems. I will say that as an early criticism, I felt like overloaded with the amount of stuff the game is throwing at me that has absolutely nothing to do with shooting zombies in the face. Like, good God, there's a lot of stuff. I don't even know. We got a survivor with a neck tattoo. Assign this survivor to a squad to increase squad power and gain fortitude, offense, resistance, or tech. Assign her to a squad where the lead survivor is adventurous to gain more power. Match set bonuses with other survivors to gain plus 5% base damage. Done. I just want to shoot zombies. Contrary to what you might think, I don't actually have, like, a negative opinion on this game, necessarily. I just think it does do a pretty bad job of just overloading you, like, out of control. But anyway, we're just unlocking stuff in our tech tree here. What is it? Improves storm shield storage size, improves backpack size. I hate loot management. Let's get our backpack size taken care of. All right, so we got 9 out of 74 skills from tree 1. Luckily, it only goes to tree 4, and then, of course, you've got your whole research tree here. And then for research points, which we don't have very many of, we could improve our fortitude by 2, or our resistance by 2, or our tech by 2, or, of course, our offense by 2. Sure, let's spend. There you go. Are we... You know what? I'm done. Go back. Play. Please. Don't even worry about these things with exclamation points next to them. Alright. Current main quest. Assign a survivor to the first EMT squad slot. This Ride the Lightning is an actual mission. I promise you that, because I think it's the exact same one I played with Nick and Mathis. Alright. Lead surgeon. This slot is empty. I don't have anybody to put there. I'm sorry to tell you that, apparently. By the way, you might be like, this guy, you really should play the game before you do videos. I've played this for almost 2 hours. So she's a level 8. She's analytical. She's got great shield regen bonus. You've got adventurous, curious melee damage bonus ability. Shield regen bonus. Good. There you go. Quest complete. Give us one last manila envelope. We'll open it. And we got survivor XP, which we can use to level up our survivors.
Well, you're in luck. I saw that light show you put on back there, by the way. Righteous pyro. But I'm gonna do you one better.
Is that so?
Come see for yourself.
All right, I think we're finally ready to start our mission here. Go back. Play, ride the lightning. Yeah, play now. Sick. We might be put in here with randoms as well, by the way, so give me a moment. I didn't think about this in advance, but we should probably turn off voice chat if possible. That'll be an audio. Maybe there's no voice chat, which would be lovely. I would really appreciate that, but we'll see. We can also mute people once we get in the game. If there's anybody playing. I mean, Mathis said he got matched with randoms a couple times, so it's conceivable. We're playing as Lumberjack Dad right now. What's really cool about the game, now that we're 6 minutes in and can finally start playing it, and I'm being straight up with you, I didn't do so deliberately. Like, it was not my intention to start this episode up and be like, you know, oh wow, look at this jerk. He's trying to paint the game in as negative a light as possible. I'm not at all trying to paint this in a negative light. I'm just showing you there's a lot of complicated systems going on here, almost to its own detriment. But the actual game itself is kind of originally a little easy, although I've been reading the subreddit, and people are saying that it's only easy for pay-to-win scum like the Founders Pack people, and for everybody else it's not as easy, because we start a little bit overgeared.
We're here. What's your location?
So I'm playing the story mode right now. All these missions are playable with solo or also by yourself. And what's kind of cool about the game, but also does sometimes sort of lead to it being a little meandering, is I'll explain what I'm doing here, by the way, in just a second. But is that you can kind of like pursue the goals at your own rate. Like, we're supposed to find Lars's van. Essentially, the central premise of what's going on here, as I talk over all the dialogue, because it's just Borderlands and we'll figure it out, is that, you know, 98% of the Earth's population disappeared overnight one day, and then all these big purple storms started coming in, and zombies spawned from the purple storms, only they're not called zombies, they're called husks.
Commander and Ray, saving the world.
Stop, Ray.
Side by side.
Claptrap, I'm gonna need you to be quiet for a second. I do appreciate that there's an element of, like, story in this. It's like the Borderlands influence is very much, like, worn on its sleeve. So this is not a survival game, despite the fact that you are spending time, you know, crafting and chopping down trees and etc., etc. The reason we're doing this is because we can use these materials to build our defenses later, and it has kind of a cool, like, base building aspect that I think is really the strongest point of the game, along with the co-op aspect of it. So let's go locate Lars's van, and we'll probably encounter some creatures along the way. So the very first thing, I guess, that's good to show off is there is some, like, looting and exploration, almost like RPG style. So if we come down here, look, there's a spooky zombie. He's just taking a snooze. So we'll light him up.
Gotcha. Whoa, sorry.
It seems like we're good. There should be some loot, or at least like precious minerals inside of here. So if we pick this up and start cracking on these, we can maybe get some coal or some iron. And these pardon me, they don't only allow us to build new defenses and stuff like that, they also allow us to craft new weapons. So there, as long as we're keeping track of the systems, there's weapon crafting, base building, online multiplayer plus co-op, and you know, you can place those in single player as well. And then beyond that, basically like playing cards that you can pick up as well. But we'll see that in a second, or not playing cards, but well, they literally call them cards. So you'll see as we get going here. Let's not loot forever. I'm just trying to get some good stuff here. Otherwise, you can really get, like, loot paralysis. Just, oh, there's something we can loot, there's something we can loot. And this video is going to end up being, like, an hour and a half long. Still yet only going to scratch the surface of what the heck is going on in Fortnite. But anything with, like, spikes attached to it, I'm obviously going to give it a try here. I do see a purple chest over there. And, I think the weapons that you see in blue, by the way, on my quick bar there, basically represent, Founders Pack weapons. So not all of that stuff is going to be available to everybody if you wait for the free-to-play version, which is completely fine. Because apparently it makes the game so easy that, to some extent, Mathis and Nick and I were like yawning our way through our co-op missions. So we got a copper breacher there. This is the inventory screen, and this represents what's in our backpack right now. So the blue ones are Founders Pack weapons. You know what? Let's make it more fair and take non-Founders Pack weapons for everything. These ones we've actually unlocked ourselves, so we might as well, you know, give ourselves maybe the sniper rifle. The sword's about to degrade. There is weapon degradation, so we can also craft our own materials if we wanted to, like, or craft our own weapons. Like, for 10 lightning bolts, we can craft a sword. I don't really know what that means. And I think at some point you just got to say, I'm taking a break from the systems to try to figure something out. But we got more than enough iron and honey. I don't know what this is. To craft a regular sword. So let's craft a regular sword here. There you go. Handmade ruler sword. Oh, it is like a meter stick. I see. So we'll go back to our backpack and the melee weapons, and we'll put this in our pistol slot maybe. Sick. Okay, cool. So that's a quick little representation of the crafting system inherent. I still have no idea. Does that mean it takes 10 energy to swing or something? No idea. All right. Well, fair play. So we can chop some people up. By the way, or chop some zombies up, I should say. Every hero, I didn't know that worked, actually. Does compromise our durability for effectively no reason, but every hero has their own unique abilities. This is one of only 2 heroes I've played as, but he's got a kind of a cool special here, where he pops out this, like, construction shield, and he can push zombies onto traps, which we'll show off a little bit later. Anyway, we're exploring here to try to find Lars's van. And once we find Lars's van, we can start the base building aspects of the game. So yeah, again, it's kind of cool, but also kind of potentially, perhaps, a little bit annoying. I'm just going to craft some more ammo here, which you can do just by holding the... Oh, I don't have enough to craft ammo. Do I have enough to craft ammo for this? No, I do not. So believe it or not, we may actually have to loot some more, but... You can basically mainline the missions if you want, or you can take it as slowly as you want and really go for looting. Now, I'm definitely like the kind of person who wants to mainline the missions, so to some extent it's almost a little frustrating for me, but I do appreciate it. That it's not just like, hey, here's a bunch of waves of enemies necessarily. So the 3 meters at the top are a shield, our health, and our stamina, respectively. You have kind of like a frustratingly slow run speed, combined with the fact that it takes away stamina. Sometimes you do find yourself, or at least I've found myself sort of, oh, there's our objective all the way back there. So let's just shoot these guys while we can, for fun. It's all the battleground skill coming in handy.
I've located the launch site and added it to your map.
I know you've added it to my map. You could take your time, or you can hurry up. The choice is yours. Just don't be late, as they say. Red on our radar, by the way, in case you haven't fathomed, indicates zombies. We have really no reason to go fight all these guys, because, trust me, you're going to get your fill of fighting zombies later. So let's just reload and get the heck out of here. I think it's got kind of a cool cartoony aesthetic to it as well. Like, I actually quite like the way the game looks. It's a little bit more Plants vs. Zombies than, like, Left 4 Dead, and I'm okay with that. It's not really gory, it's much more cartoony. And to be honest with you, I can get down with both, but I appreciate that it's kind of like a unified art style. It doesn't look super generic, although I'll admit, like the progress bars and the health bars and stuff on the UI, a little bit work in progress, but it is worth noting this is early access, and it's certainly in a very playable state, and the online worked fine. It was a little cumbersome from a UX standpoint, like just getting into it and, to be honest with you, finagling the Epic launcher to make sure we were all friends, and Nick in particular had to sign in and out once just to get to the point where we all could see each other. But apart from that, it's been a pretty seamless experience so far, just to kind of working our way around it. But we're going to get introduced to this guy, and I'm sure he's going to talk to us a little bit, even though we might prefer that he didn't.
And a van. Can be both. Look, I need your help. Can you hook me up with a better antenna? I can't go into the storm without those husks mobbing the van.
All right, Lars, we have an idea. I've prepared the van propulsion device. Deploy when you're ready, Commander.
Alright, so we have a flying device that we can put on this guy's van. It's just a balloon, and he will tell us this.
Ray, it's a balloon.
It's a weather balloon.
Will it keep the van in the air?
We'll find out.
Good enough for me.
Add blue glow to prepare for liftoff.
Alright, so to power this thing, we need a resource called Blue Glow, which if you look at the, just below the backpack icon in the upper left, it has a blue kind of like, a ball that you would throw in your dryer in order to make it so that, your clothes dry faster. What a strange description. It's like it looks like an undersea mine, but blue. Basically, this is fuel that we use to accomplish certain things in the game. Like, there are times where we'll build a fort and then we'll use the blue glow to kind of show us which path the zombies are going to take to, sorry, the husks are going to take to get here, which can be helpful in building a maze that's productive. And I'll just be honest with you, up to this point, you can be forgiven for thinking this game looks generic as all heck. And I'm not, obviously that's not something that probably the developers or publishers want to hear. I think it's polished in its, like, what you've seen of it so far, but it's not necessarily that interesting. If you're looking for something that's unique, it doesn't really fit the bill. But where it gets more unique is in the next phase that we're doing right here, and I think this is really where the game, when full release comes, is basically going to live or die. Sick. So we've marked the fragment location, whatever the heck that means. I'm just chopping this dude up because effectively I don't see a good reason not to right now. But we gotta find some blue glow. So let's get down to business basically here. And if you said to defeat the Huns, I'm right there with you. We have the ability to build materials as well. So let's open up the build menu here. And by using those materials that it seems like I'm just gonna chop this down because it's an obstacle for right now. By using these materials that I've kind of like fruitlessly been gathering so far, we can actually start to build defenses and also structures that can help us loot wherever the heck the blue glow might be, which I was sort of assuming might be the blue part of the map. Can we open it? Hold on, give me a second here. Oh, it's located in the blue glow, which is right up here. Perfect. We'll go up here instead. So yeah, let's build a staircase straight up. I will admit, a little cumbersome because there's so many freaking obstacles that you have to clear in order to build. If you're gonna solve puzzles this way, it's not really the most efficient way to do it. But also respect that I might be a complete idiot and just doing this in the most inefficient way that you could conceivably imagine. And also remember, it's not necessarily billed as a single-player experience. So some of this, what I would impolitely refer to as monotony, is dulled or lessened by the fact that you have 4 people accomplishing it, which keeps it a little bit more fresh than just me hammering away at these trees over and over. I think a lot of people are gonna like this game, and I don't want you to take my snarky kind of wink and nod criticism as if it's gospel. I'm pointing out things that me personally I'm not a huge fan of in the present state, but also with a single player focus on it. Alright, so we're gonna rotate this. We can build it out of basically any of the 3 materials you see on the left there. Wood, this is brick, and that's metal. Metal's the strongest, but I don't think there's any reason not to build it out of wood as long as we have materials, because wood is the least valuable of these resources, I think. So I think we can build a floor like this, and then rotate that staircase, build it, and go up here and get the blue glow. So unfortunately, by the way, there is a day-night cycle. I have no idea what's up with that, but there is a day-night cycle. So that's a rudimentary analysis, I suppose, of the blue glow system. Let's go back to this thing. Are you gonna show me more blue glow? Only Outlanders can require a fragment's power. I guess we're supposed to do some exploration here in order to figure out if there's more blue glow that we can take advantage of. I do sometimes wish, and this is the most genuine criticism I have about this game. There's, in my opinion, and I've got a bad track record for picking this stuff up, by the way. I played Warframe in 2012, and I said to myself, oh, a survivor can be heard nearby. I said to myself, this game's never gonna make it. The combat's not that fun. It's complicated. I don't really understand it. Warframe has gone on to be, like, super popular. Played Path of Exile in 2012. Hello, you've been rescued. Thank you for my reward. Give me my reward, please, then I'll kill this zombie for you. Hey, they're shooting her! There's like baseball zombies. They throw bones. I'm trying to chop her up here. Hey, stop that. Give me my reward back. Bullets, okay. And like maybe some junk out here. Oh, do I see blue glow on the map now? I do see blue glow on the map now. Let's go. Search all this stuff first. I played Path of Exile in 2012, and I said to myself, I don't really get it. Isn't it just sort of like Diablo 2? Apparently that's exactly what people wanted, I've now realized, and I was incorrect in my assessment. So there might be a certain contingent of people out there that are like really into the fact that the game has a lot of systems. For me personally, I found it a little overwhelming so far. Oh, there's our blue glow. But this might also be because I've only got a couple of hours into it, which is the typical length of time for like a let's look at. And it feels like due diligence, but there's also so much going on in this game despite its, you know, relatively lack of structural support. So much going on in this game in spite of the fact that it's like, it looks relatively simplistic, but you would be incorrect, I think, in assuming that that's the case. Alright, I shouldn't be using metal for this, but whatever. We got our blue glow. I want my blue glow back. That's not the way you say that. Blue glow back, blue glow back. Chili's blue glow back. This is going nowhere, dude. It's going worse than nowhere. Alright, let's get out of here. Now we can actually start building our base and getting ready to complete this mission. Don't make me get more blue glow. I think they actually do, but I wish they wouldn't.
Okay, let's be realistic here.
See, that's me using more of my stamina than I should have. So I'm gonna deposit the blue glow.
Storm data has been updated on your mini-map.
Storm data has been updated on our mini-map.
Flip the switch when you're ready.
So the storm, depositing the blue glow will always show the enemy's storm attack direction. So they're never going to attack from this direction, I believe. They're only going to attack from these other three directions. So now begins the base building. And the base building is definitely like the coolest part of this game and what sets it apart. So we're going to try to build, this is basically our ancient in like a Dota or something like that. In a Dota. So what we want to do is surround this with walls to protect it and buy some time essentially for us to kill the waves that are about to approach. And I'm not even saying this ironically. This is a really cool aspect of things. So I think step one, at least for me so far, and I could be way off here, has been building essentially a fort around it. And then you can do some cool stuff like actually editing buildings. Like, give me a moment here. We point at this one with our wall tool active. And we can do that and put like a door on it, as you can see. Then when we open it up, you can, you know, see that we can go in here actually and put that door on just so we can access this because we might need to at some point in the future as well. As you can see, it's getting mighty stormy out here. Just get this wood out of the way. We also, there's an element, so that's like building the fort. There's also an element of trap construction. So one thing we might want to do is build like a staircase up here. And then we can put floors down. Oh, they won't let us put floors on top of this guy, huh? We can put a floor here at least. And we could build like a little... You're actually incentivized to build as little as possible. So what I'm doing here will get you yelled at online, which is, I actually think, completely fair. But I'm going to build like a little staircase up here. But just remember not to do this if you're playing online, because people will yell at you and say that you're a baddie. We're gonna build like a little ceiling area up top here. And the reasoning is so that we have kind of like a 360-degree view of these enemies that we can fight. We gained some score today for some reason. Now it's daytime at least, so I'm happy. We can also, if we wanted to make these look a little cooler, we can edit them a little bit like so. And then instead of having... I mean, we should probably do it the other way. But that's okay. Instead of doing, you know, having like full walls there that might compromise our sight lines, we can just have half walls. And we can do the same thing on the staircase as well. So we can just make the staircase like a little narrower. And then we have a little bit more space that we can use to kind of like look around ourselves here. And we could even do it like this. You know, and have like a... What I'm trying to get at, while describing it very poorly, is that it's very modular. So each of these pieces that you place, you can actually edit pretty much as you choose to create structures. I really think the build menu is one of the things that's like the strongest part of the game right now. You can build some cool looking stuff, and you can build it really, really easily. It's not at all difficult to do, although I wish that this wall were out here. Either way, there's not that many range zombies hanging out right now. So the final thing that we would do here, and we've been very wasteful with our construction of this fort so far, and there's no doubt about that, is build, well, we're gonna just start by building a bunch of floors, and we'll make them out of brick because essentially that's our most plentiful resource right now. We're just gonna run around and place these. Then we're gonna place a bunch of... Can we just place it here? We can. We're just gonna place a bunch of floor traps, and you can see... Dude, don't make me chop this down. I'm just begging you. I didn't have to chop down the rock in order to get the brick floor placed. Why do I have to chop down the tree to place it? There's probably a reason. Although, Lord knows if I would accept it as valid. We can also place traps. So this is a healing trap, but we're gonna swap it here for retractable floor spikes instead. And we'll just put these down on paths that it seems like the enemies are likely to take. Like, we're not building a very good maze here, in case that's not abundantly clear. Now we only have a healing pad left, which I don't think I care about at all. If I'm being honest with you, I don't fully understand the trap system at all. I guess we have to craft more traps. Like, we could craft some wall darts? Okay, that's how it works. So you unlock blueprints for these things, but then you still have to make more yourself. I see. So we've crafted some extra wall dart traps here, and we'll put those up. I don't think we have any other traps, unfortunately, but, yeah, go to these wall darts and put one here, and I guess we'll put one here. And there's the kind of, like, orcs must die sort of thing going on. Okay, finally, we've built what I would consider to be, like, a relatively functional base. Let's get this bad boy started up by activating it somewhere in here. Probably on the van would be my guess. Alright, so now we got Orcs Must Die.
Defend the van.
For 3 minutes, we will have enemies spawn here out of these, like,
Bonus in play.
curled up arm hairs, and we will shoot them. Now, I have to imagine the less people you have, the more you actually care. I think the traps killed him. The more you care about traps, I'm leveling with you. I'm being 100% honest. When me, Mathis, and Nick were playing, we all picked a direction. We actually had 0 problems. I'm not saying the van took nearly no damage. I'm saying the van took literally 0 damage. No damage whatsoever.
Hey, we just built that.
It's also possible that, like, the game might not be scaled in terms of difficulty for multiple people. It's also possible I probably shouldn't just be using the the close-up and far-away weapons, and instead we should be using, like, an assault rifle here. I digress, though. But yeah, hopefully it gets more difficult. I have heard, I went to the subreddit while doing my due diligence, and people were like, Founders Pack makes the game mad easy if you've just started out. We can also repair things as time goes on here, by the way, by just pressing the F key. So far, I haven't really encountered the ability to make things super maze-like in, like, true Orcs Must Die sort of fashion. Please build a wall here. Okay, first I gotta kill you. That's not the weapon you want to use. And then the button you want to press is actually F1, which is a little confusing at first. Then we'll go over here. At least they took some damage. And this is really where the game lives and dies, I think, is on the novelty of this kind of building system, which is very, I'll admit, Orcs Must Die-y. But at the same time, it's got a little bit of uniqueness in the ability to modularly create your own maze that kind of resembles a base. I think it's got a lot going for it there. Like, I'm not saying this is the most robust and comprehensive experience that you can have in video games today, but I think it works as a step above mindless fun when it's all working out. So we have, like, no ammo constructed here.
30 seconds to go. Hang in there.
Dude, this is 10 times... this is such a, like, bad thing to say. It sounds like such a negative. It's actually so much more fun not in co-op because there's some real difficulty associated with it. The first time, it was like, mind-numbingly easy. Almost to the point of, like, it insulting your intelligence. And it sounds like that wouldn't be the case based on the performance that you're seeing right now, but I'm telling you, like, real talk. It was so easy with 3 people that it was, maybe I just wasn't pulling my weight, and I'm only realizing it now. Anyway, we still have, we got some Founders Pack weapons that we could rely on. Like, for example, hey, there's a grenade launcher. Apparently it has unlimited ammo, so that's good for us. And then we got, like, this Founders Pack pistol down here that we can always draw upon to be better.
Not possible.
We'll craft some more bullets out of it. That's fine. Alright, so we need more blue glow. And I have no idea where this blue glow is. I guess this is the second stage of the loop, which Nick pretty much accomplished by himself. By the way, I'll use our character's special ability next time as well. When we played, Nick pretty much just did this part, which was going around and exploring. We hurt ourselves. We could heal ourselves by making healing items, but hopefully that won't be an issue. And go back and get some blue glow.
Just let me sleep for like a minute here.
Previous structures, I guess, are gone. Aren't they? Or wait. Is this where we were before? In it, I will, my 2 cents on the game are that I've had fun with it so far, but I really think that there's so many mechanics in place. I'm not trying to complain about there being, like, too much game. This is where we were, yeah, okay. Rather, I just think, like, sometimes it comes across as difficult to learn, or even, dare I say, a little bit unfocused, because it's just hard to follow absolutely everything that the game has going on at any given moment. Like, I don't know if it's trying to be a wave shooter, or is it trying to be like Fallout 4 base building, or is it trying to be like pseudo Minecraft? Is it a survival game? Is it Borderlands? Like, it's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none, at least in its present moment. That's how I feel about it, at least so far. Like, there's so much going on that it's very difficult to tell, for me to tell what I feel like I should be focusing on at any given moment. But we're about to complete this mission, I think, at least. I think we have like a 6-minute defense to finish this one off, and then we'll pick up like almost entirely too much loot, I can guarantee. Well, there was blue glow previously, like, up here. Maybe we can just use this as a vantage point and see if we can still see more up there. Do you see any blue glow, buddy? Only Outlanders can acquire a fragment's power. I mean, I've been saying that for years, and everybody's been making fun of me. Anyone who will listen, I'm always like, only Outlanders can acquire a fragment's power. And people go, oh, are you on about that again, NL? And I go, you don't understand. Oh, so this, I didn't realize, but that's actually like a quick time event. If we aim our, crosshair at the spot on the map, or not on the map, but on the screen, we can actually mine faster, which I have to say I actually love as a mechanic, because mining is straight up boring as all hell in video games now. I know millions of people disagree with me on that one. I'm not trying to present it as any kind of objective truth. Merely suggesting that, of course, above all else, I'm always right. Where... Oh, there's a chest down there. Obviously, we gotta go for that. 99. Oh, you know what? This is a perfect time to do this. So this is my special. Would have felt a little bit more satisfying if it had actually just killed him, but I'll take it either way. Okay, we're getting some rusty mechanical parts. You can break down anything in this game. It really is, it feels like Fallout 4-y in the sense that you can, you know, you see a car, you can just like dismantle it and take away whatever parts you might need for yourself. But I'm begging you for some freaking blue glow. So I keep flip-flopping here. I don't know. Is it better or worse as a single-player experience than it is as a multiplayer experience? Well, the looting aspect, I have, like, this exploration and looting, I have almost no interest in, even though I think it's kind of a cool novelty. So this part for me is, like, substantially more boring. The wave shooter aspect actually has some challenge right now. And again, I'm going on, like, my first hour or so playing the game. I'm assuming that it does get harder as time goes on, and not trying to hold that against the game. But even on the early level, like, playing solo has made it, like, a little bit more interesting here. So I'm a fan of that. Can we repair these, please? Just throw in some extra wood as is necessary. I'm gonna deposit the blue glow. Can we just replace walls? No, we can't. Well, I'll deposit one blue glow. Maybe that'll make more appear on my map because... Nope, we're gonna go exploring. Alright, let's do it. I'm not trying to be negative about this whole blue glow situation. I'm just saying... Just let me start the second wave without running around here. I don't want to loot. I'm not a loot boy. I'm a shoot boy. There's two kinds of boys. Loot boys and shoot boys. I'm a loot boy. And by loot, I mean shoot. So that's what I meant to say. Cannot place due to obstacle. This thing? Get a little bit of rock honey out of that. It was that thing. Okay. Grab the day glow, which is actually blue glow, and we're ready to go. Glow. I don't know if it's possible for us to get the bonus from this mission at this point, but I suppose we'll find out momentarily here. But yeah, so this is a good time to talk about overall impressions on Fortnite. I don't think it's all there yet. I'm also, before we even deposit the second one, I'm going to build a bunch of half walls here, because people are going to yell at me if I don't, and they're going to be right. Let's go with bricks. Then we're going to place. No. We're going to edit. Confirm. There you go. So we're going to build brick half walls, essentially. She's a brick half wall. Wonder what happens if you build like... Oh, they won't let you build like that. Okay. Less modular than I thought, unfortunately. The half walls are good to shoot from, and they also can, you know, funnel enemies down onto your traps. So it seems like it makes sense to keep them in the maze for as long as possible. Although we're probably building so much stuff here that's a little bit, like, cost ineffective. This is the soul of games like this, is my expectation, at least. Is that it's all about the maze construction. I've never been good at this aspect, because I've never been good at these games at all. However, now that we've gated them off a little bit, I don't know what this little corral here is supposed to be. Maybe we'll be a little bit better off using our default weapons here, so. Place this. Updated storm, and they're coming from all sides here. I'm ready. Launch the sequence. Let's go. Get this bad boy out. So yeah, I don't think it's quite all there. I think it's got a lot of interesting elements, and then some elements that are... I can't describe to you the sense of overwhelming that you'll get from the loot between the, like, the pseudo burn cards and, like, there's just survivors, blueprints, which are schematics, squad members, heroes, you got research, you got a skill tree, you got a home base, you got loot pinatas, you got manila envelopes full of cards. We might not see a pinata over the course of this. We'll see, though. But I think I'm not as negative on it as you might think, actually. I mostly, and I'm apparently making a lot of enemies in this video, but I don't really like wave-based shooters like Killing Floor, you know, Vermintide, which I haven't played, so I want to, you know, say that about Vermintide specifically. But the reason I've been hesitant to play it is because it's not really my style of game most of the time. Horde mode's not really my jam. But I think this almost has sold me, in spite of the fact that there's elements of it that are, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, a little bit, and I'm using the word a lot, but overwhelming. There's just... Ooh, what's going on here? There's just like a lot going on that makes it tough to pick up as a new player, despite the fact that at first glance it looks pretty accessible. But I think this could turn out right. Like, it's sort of legit already. The pieces are in place. It just needs a little bit of tweaking to really drive the whole thing together. So certainly, consider this from me a wait and see. Are you gonna explode on my base? No. A wait and see until, like, free-to-play release. Like, I think this is the perfect game to try out for the low cost of 0, and then decide if you actually want to put some money into it yourself. I definitely would not say that it's a shrewd idea for the most part to go out there and pay for it right now unless you really, really like what you're seeing. However, I think it has enough interesting ideas that it would be dishonest to say I'm going to follow its development. I'm not gonna favor the homepage, but I think it's got kind of like an optimistic wait and see going on right now. There is friendly fire, by the way, on the structures. I don't know if your bullets or projectiles do friendly fire, but definitely, like, melee weapons do friendly fire. Not that we've used those, like, basically ever. So we got 1 minute and 3 seconds left. This is a little bit more on the easier side. But I think you're kind of getting a glimpse for what works in this game right now, and what I also think it might not necessarily work. Like, for example, our grenades apparently don't necessarily work based on the fact that guy took one to the face, and yet it's still coming here. Not enough ammo. That's bad. It's a good time to tab out and maybe pull this shotgun down here instead.
30 seconds to go. Hang in there.
They're actually called 30 Seconds to Mars. So we're not going to get our objective bonus because we didn't complete this in 2 days. I think. But we did just get like a goo doo 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 doo. Yeah, I think it's got something. Certainly would not suggest, you know, 10 out of 10 Game of the Year edition in its current state, but it's kind of interesting enough to warrant attention, I think.
Good job, team.
Goodbye, Lars.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Quick, someone airbrush that on Velvet. Godspeed, Lars. May the King of Olympus guide your journey.
I know what you're thinking. Can you build floors on top of him so he can't take off? The answer to that question is sadly no. They block off the construction right above his head in order to prevent that from happening. So there's our score, and this is, again, like, the game, I like the missions, although I find them a little meandering sometimes. This is where I get confused. So, you know, it's the name of our home base is Kitsilano. It's a neighborhood in Vancouver that has trees in it, so it kind of felt right. We've leveled up, and then based on our performance, we get like a certain level of chest here, as you will see from, you know, these things filling it up. Oh, sick. Okay, we got to a level 2. Oh, we got to a level 3 loot chest. Sweet. All right, so that's like, I don't know, okay. And then we go back to the play screen, and then they're, generally speaking, on the play screen, I have been overwhelmed with stuff every time I've returned to it. This might be an exception. Okay, so we've opened up our loot crate. We got hero XP. We got copper ore, and we got people. You get people as a loot item. I don't know what this means.
Hey, Ray, we got some unexpected.
And then we got a handmade healing pad. We completed a quest. And some schematic XP. And then what you do is you go to heroes here, and we got like Lumberjack Dad, who is the best, and I love him. You can level these heroes up with hero XP. Why am I using this guy instead of the Founders Pack guy? Because I'm trying to give a free-to-play look of the game, if you know what I mean. We can upgrade this guy by using our hero XP, as you can see right here. You know, keep chewing him up here. So that's what you use hero XP for, but then there's also schematic XP. And schematic XP, you go to your armory, and then you go look at, like, for example, what were we using a lot? why don't we go to the sword? That'd be cool. So we go to our sword, and then we go to this, and we upgrade this with schematic XP. Maybe it's not quite as complicated as I made it seem at first, but it's a lot to pick up on, like, your first go-through of the game, because then remember, all right, we've also got skill points. So let's go to our skill tree here. Yeah, we got to pick up, you know, storm shield storage size, so we'll crank on that, and pretty soon we're going to get +1 resistance, so that's pretty exciting. Oh yeah, we've also got some quests to accomplish. You get the idea. There's a lot going on. So this is Fortnite. Negatives? It's busy. It's like real busy. Not all of the systems that are shoved into this game I find engaging basically at all. I could go my whole life without chopping another tree down in a video game and it would bother me 0%. You have to download the Epic launcher, which I think we can all agree. I mean, we're biased because we don't work for Epic, but I'd really rather just have the game on Steam. If that sounds like I'm punching down, then, you know, but more power to you. But at the same time, like, I'm over launchers. But what does it have going for it? I think a totally nice, cartoony aesthetic. Turn your brain off, but still, like, creative fun that you can have with your friends. Working online multiplayer, and I think free-to-play with microtransactions, at least in concept, is the right price for this. And a tone that's just affable and, like, Borderlands easy to spend time in. Not quite as sticky as Borderlands. You know, you always want to do, like, one more quest, open one more chest in Borderlands. This isn't quite there yet, but I think it's got the potential. The base building is special. I don't know if it's gonna make the whole game special yet, but the Orcs Must Die plus you can sort of construct your own fort is a really cool, like, children's sandbox playground sort of thing that I'm a fan of. So I think it's a mixed bag right now. It's got pluses and minuses. You can pick up a variety of different packs that allow you to get early access to the game for money, and you can play it yourself right now. My personal recommendation, unless you watch other content and you've decided this is something you really want to be in on the ground floor, is to wait until 2018 and then give it a shot with some friends of yours that you can go into this and have some fun with an open mind, and maybe it'll grab you a little bit more than it's grabbed me. That's going to happen sometime in 2018. But for now, this has been Let's Look at Fortnite. I'll put a link to some way that you can acquire the game at its present state, probably from epic.com is my guess, or epicgames.com. Hopefully epic.com is not like a dirty website. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.